What's up, everyone? Fourth and one.
Love our sports podcast.
The New York Football Giants. Love that.
What's up, everybody? This is episode number 14 of Fourth and One, a sports podcast. Fourth and One is presented to you by Why Am I a Nerd Podcast Network, where everyone is a nerd about something. My name is Sean Farwell, and sitting opposite of me via the Zoom is the savior, the golden voice himself.
Oh, wow.
Matthew Rivera.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know if the savior title is necessarily deserved, but we had, for full disclosure for everyone tuning in tonight, we had multiple issues getting this draft started. Yahoo tried to screw us out of our draft order. So we had to create an entirely new league with ESPN, get the invites out, get everything set up, reset the draft order again. Then we had 2 people drop out. We had to get 2 new people in. And this is all in the course of about 30 minutes. So welcome to the first Fourth and One Fantasy League.
3 minutes.
I'm sorry.
On cue. I mean, this is how we do things. I mean, it's a scramble all the time. We have any early predictions who Miami Cam's going to take with the 3rd pick?
I think based on what he snuck in there a little bit earlier, he's probably going with Ezekiel Elliott, who went to the most hated school in the history of schools.
Yo, what's my team name?
We don't know. Welcome Miami Cam to the show.
What's my
on screen, back with us, not behind the computer. Miami Cam, winner of the MLS Is Back tournament, which we still have to do the punishments for, but this should be fun. I mean, a little delayed, but you got it to work, Matt, so thank you very much.
It was all teamwork. It was all teamwork makes the dream work. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Like, we all worked together. We were all stressing and sweating.
Hope you guys know Cam invited the Ringer. Man, Rich talking shit already.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like, what, from the movie?
Huh?
Cam, are you sending the Zoom invite out now?
I did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might get hectic as people join in, but we are gonna be sending the invite out to everyone in the league. So we'll see what happens. Boom! Shit talking back. A lot of shit talking going on in the chat right now.
Holy shit. Shout to – no, never mind. That was you, Sean. I thought it was the other Sean that said that at the same time. That's great.
All Seans think alike. Patrick McGuigan.
Whoa, Snacks. Pleasure to finally meet you, sir.
Hello.
From South Kakalaki, it's Pat McGuigan.
I had to rep the Dodgers for you guys.
Friend of the show.
Quick fact before we start the draft. Pat actually is a Mets fan who moved to California for 1 year and became a
I
Dodger.
lived there for 4 years.
We're less than 1 minute to draft time, gentlemen.
So, yeah, Matt, my dad's a huge Mets fan, so I do like the Mets. So.
Love that.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. Washington Davis joined us.
Is my mic on?
You're
Your
good.
mic's on.
There we go.
Dave, will you be streaming Twitch tonight so we can get your draft strategies behind the scenes?
No. No, you won't. My strategy is going to blow all of you out of the water. That's all I got to say.
You're trying to blow all of us? Is that what you said? You're just going to blow
Everyone.
all of us?
Every single one. I started my party early, all right?
I think my strategy's taken.
Join the club.
What the fuck is that baby shit you're drinking?
This is Alpha King, which is exactly what I am.
A Buckeye?
Fucking fight.
I'm drinking a little Twin Lakes Brewery, bringing it back with the coastline. I got my
Ooh, the
little
TLB.
Suck the nut.
pineapple flavor for IPA.
I got the Hell or High watermelon.
Draft day.
Welcome to the Fourth and One Fantasy Football Pod After Show. We're going to talk a little about our draft picks and some of the teams involved. We are here with Miami Cam, the Golden Voice, Snacks, South Kakalaki McGuigan, Washington Dave, as he's known, and the Finns dude who's not in the frame but will be joining us. What's up, gentlemen? How do you view your drafts? Were they successes, or are you guys kind of up in arms about it?
This is the most different team I've ever drafted in my entire life. A lot of these guys are people I wouldn't normally pick up, but with my position in the draft, I just did what I could. So we'll see how this works out.
let's talk about Cameron James's team name, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Also drafted Cam Newton as starting quarterback.
Why do you want to talk
Everything about that team name is infuriating and deeply offensive to everything I am as a human being.
I feel like if we're analyzing Cam, we really need to look at the fact that he drafted 2 free agents.
That's a big factor too.
When all y'all want fucking trades in December because I'm first place and taking names, and Matt's gonna be running around like a fucking buck nut in fucking Pier Village, you can all kiss him out white ass.
Listen, I hope you've got your web slingers ready, because you're gonna be shooting them all over me mom's kitchen when you got to answer questions and deal with problems dressed as Spider-Man.
That was a sick comeback.
It's a way easier punishment.
I mean, let's talk
Kids coming out to him like, "Woo, Spider-Man!" Like,
let's talk about Cam's 2015 All-Pro team of Antonio Brown and Adrian Peterson.
2015 All-Pro team.
I just don't understand what the topic of the conversation is.
Well, I mean, I honestly though, these picks could benefit him at the end of the season somehow.
If they go somewhere, if they don't go anywhere, if they remain unsigned, you just wasted 2 draft picks.
Bro, who was I gonna fucking pick anyway? I don't know a goddamn thing about half the people on my team. I don't even know who Michael Gallup.
That's Michael Gallup.
I don't understand. I was just allergic to your choices.
If we want to go to real analysis, let's talk to Mr. Dave, Washington football fan. What do you? I mean,
what does this say? What does this say? Yeah. Is it Antonio Brown arrives in December and?
I'm sorry. We're taking recommendations from a robot now. A real person didn't write that.
Sport.
That's like having Skynet tell you, "Good job, you're my favorite human."
Listen, ironically, it had Josh Gordon, and I was surprised that he wasn't taken as well for this team.
Did Josh Gordon get picked?
He got reinstated today. Josh Gordon did not get picked.
Listen, I picked him up I had Russell Wilson in my other league, and I fucking picked him up. He's still 29 years old, I think.
Yeah, I mean that guy. I love his potential, but he just never pans out. Like you just hopes and dreams.
But now he can smoke that green, kid. You know what I'm saying? He can go in there and
Hey, Snacks McGuigan, you know what's up?
Fuck I life.
Pat, you right there?
Yeah, I was reading a text from Timmy Whalen. So,
friend of the show, Timmy Whalen, who had to go back because I think he woke his daughter up by yelling.
For the record, there's only 3 players I like on the Yahoo team that we tried to have this evening.
Oh, dude, I need to look at that.
It's bad.
Were we still gonna let that one go and just see what happens?
We should honestly just see what happens at the end of the year. Just nobody sets their lineups, nobody adjusts their roster, just see who wins.
And if there's
my God, I have a great team. Yeah, I have a pretty good team. I got Brady, Cooper, Chark, Henry, Jones.
I pull this up.
I got Watson, Hill, Beckham, Singletary, White, Kittle, Smith-Schuster, and Allen as my starters.
They went heavy on Miami running backs for me.
We got fucked by Yahoo. #fuck fantasy football. They changed our draft order, so we went to ESPN. Delayed a half an hour. We have 2 leagues going, which, why not just run both? Why not just run one league for fun, manage your team, everyone auto drafted.
And the Yahoo team will just let run. We'll just see what happens.
I think you're not allowed to. I think you should say you're not allowed to pick anyone up, but you can move starters.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
That's fine.
I think I probably could change that in the settings too. I'm assuming, but
no waiver wire.
It'll be a battle of nutrition at that point, Let's see what fucking lasts till the end of the season.
Hilarious is if Cam wins that league.
All right,
That would be great.
They're drafting me 2
everyone's teams here.
Yeah, I said we just go down the line here. Start with Matt's team, man. Yeah. Dude, listen. Let's talk about Daniel Jones, Matty, because you're relying on him as a QB1, man.
I had to do it. I was looking at Josh Allen there too, but Dan Dimes, pardon me. I got to roll dice on it. I got to get at least one Giant on my team. There's no way I'm rolling through the year without one dude from Big Blue to root for.
But I noticed, man, you got your all-star on there as your backup. Who's going to be your sneaky play? Matthew Stafford, bro. I know you love him.
I think that's your real
championships.
There, yeah.
You know Stafford.
Matt Stafford has been the bane of my existence since he destroyed the true GOAT, Calvin Johnson's career.
I do
Fucking Matt Stafford.
I like the Drew Lock pick you got there for your third quarterback.
I went best available for quarterback there. I had to do what I had to do.
I like everything about Matt's team. Not to be critical, but I'm not a fan of any of his running backs.
Running backs are rough. My running backs are real fucking rough.
I'll give you Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, you got Breda and
Make that
Jones. Who are
trade before
both
he gets on
probably the
the
backup.
Who's Jones a backup? Who's starting in? Jones isn't going to be the starter in Tampa.
Leonard Fournette is going to
So
start.
Leonard
eventually.
Fournette, yeah.
Leonard Fournette is not going to start in Tampa.
Yeah, he is.
If
Mark
not
my
him,
words,
it could be
Leonard
LaShawn
Fournette
McCoy,
is
too.
not starting in Tampa.
Hey, if Leonard Fournette
Dude,
starts
if
in
they
Tampa-
sign, if they had him the last 2 years, he can't block. They bring in LaShawn McCoy. You bring in Fournette. If you have 3 running backs, you have no running back. Fournette is going to start.
Yeah.
And let's
Fournette's
be real.
not
McCoy's going to have his carved out role. He'll be more of a pass catcher, and then it's just a matter of who's going to be the bigger bruiser. And I
Well,
mean, you got to think Fournette, right?
Fournette.
Fournette, you think LeGarrette Blount.
Last year.
You got to hope Montgomery doesn't stay hurt, or you're fucked there.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders is great when he's playing, but he's hurt for a couple weeks.
Yep. I mean, my running backs are rough. I just said it twice.
But your receivers, though, man.
Receivers are.
I mean, you got Thomas, Ridley, and Beckham, and then you also get Ertz with your tight end. I mean, that's if you're gonna have a good tight end, like this is the year. I mean, they have some guys that can go deep. They have some injuries, so you know they're gonna use probably. I know you love them. So.
And if Sanders is hurt, one thing we should comment on here is I've got Boston Scott to back him up.
That's my favorite pick of yours.
That's true. You got a little nice handcuff there.
Yeah.
You need a little
running
luck,
back when you're playing.
back.
Wait, what?
In fantasy last year, when he was playing, he was a top 10 running back every
Yeah.
time.
He's nasty.
I mean, I like Matt. Like Matt's team, if certain guys show out, though, they're going to be dangerous because Michael Thomas is a lock. Odell, I mean, he's probably going to rebound.
If Odell goes back to form, that's a huge factor.
Option 2 in an offense that's just going to pass the ball all the time. Zach Ertz, I mean, Jalen Reagor's hurt. They have no one else to pass to. Deshaun Jackson, he's an injury waiting to happen.
He's a rat fuck piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I have him on my team, which we'll get to later. That's just because he's the number 1 option right now.
And Ronald Jones, I mean, we can say what we want about Fournette, but I mean, they did come out and say he's the guy. Like, I don't know if that's true. I doubt it. I really do.
Coach speak, but it was worth a shot.
But I think he'll be in the rotation. You can honestly just throw in Matthew Stafford in that OP spot and just move forward, hopefully with the other 2 guys for a little bit. So
yeah.
I think you have a good
Stafford's such like a
But you secured Miles Sanders, which is really big for you. So if that could work out, you don't need strong running backs in this kind of league.
Sure, we do have a lot of flexes. Yeah.
This is an interesting format because I feel like I haven't played in a league like this before. There's obviously going to be tons of movement on the free agency.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Matt, do we have the fab set up? Is that a possible thing we could set up?
Yeah.
Oh, that actually that might be the one thing that's not set up. Let me look at that right now.
What's a fab?
Free agent budget. So how much you're going to spend?
They're going to have $50 fake dollars to spend on free agents.
Sounds
If everyone,
I feel like we should do 100 with the pandemic, just personally.
I like that.
whatever the number is, people are probably going to spend the same percent.
Yeah. My league did 100, and we have 200 this year. We actually gave like a bunch for that.
Numbers out of a hat, and where like I'll get Jerry Jones's number, and I can get more money than you guys.
Oh, hey, Snacks McGuigan, easy there. One of the Nature Valley bars.
Wait, so what do I do?
I asked my boy Danny.
What do you want to know, Miami Cam?
What do I do? I spend money on people?
So basically, instead of like the worst person or the last place team having the number 1 priority, we bid on free agents, and you have a budget. So you have X amount of dollars to spend the whole season.
So what if I spend it all in the first week?
If someone gets
Then you
down
have
to
zero.
$0, then it goes to your normal waiver order.
You don't want to blow your budget on someone right away. I mean, unless you need it, but like there's times where say you have 100, there'll be people that spend like 50 on like the guy from week 1. But If it doesn't work out, then you're kind of screwed for a lot of that budget because we can outbid you on guys down the road. Right. And then, so then once everyone runs out of money, it just goes by waiver priority.
Yeah.
So what
It
happened?
looks like it's not letting me change that. I'll see if there's anything I can do.
If not, I mean, look, I
We'll
mean,
do what we gotta do.
world.
Yeah.
So that.
I'm not too worried about it.
We
either way.
saved the draft by getting the right draft order. We've done enough for tonight. Maybe that's a mission.
We've done quite a bit here. Yeah.
So who's the next team here? South Kakalaki Snack Attack?
South Kakalaki Snack Squad.
Ooh, got the Mahomes early first rounder, right?
I'm looking here, hashtag LA. He's got an interesting team here. I don't know how I feel about it. A lot of question marks for me.
To be honest, I don't know how I feel about it.
I will say, my original strategy was trying to get Mahomes thinking, I didn't know how it was going to go, but try to get Mahomes in that OP decent quarterback to back him up. I do like Goff there. I mean, say what you will, he'll put up stats for most weeks.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Goff can be fine.
he's going to put up numbers at least.
You got the combo with Robert Woods as well, who he's pretty.
Robert Woods is pretty clutch.
Yeah.
I've had him in
My
a.
only questions are, is Kenyon Drake going to be Kenyon Drake from last year when went to the Cardinals? Is he going to be hurt?
I mean, I think Kenyon Drake's looking like he's in a very good position to succeed.
Yep.
I really don't see him not doing it.
As long as
I
he's
also-
healthy, he'll be
yeah.
good.
I agree, and he's going to have that role where he's like, Chase Edmonds will be there, but he'll have more of a receiving role. But I still think Kenyon will be involved in both. I
Well,
like
not
David
even
Johnson
that,
this year
dude.
too.
Like the offense they run, it's just like he always has the matchup opportunity. Like everyone
Yo, what?
they run like this like formation where it's 3 wide receivers, 4. They never really run a 12-man set, and he's always just he's got his own scheme. He just goes.
I mean, that scheme is dangerous, and that's kind of why I was going after Kyler on my end, thinking like, hey, I'll try to take the fruits of that labor, But I mean, like you said, they have weapons too, and so many that the ball is going to be spread all over the place.
Yeah.
It's going to create so many opportunities.
No more Hakeem Butler, but
As long as he can stay
Surprising.
healthy, you can't question him.
Same with David Johnson, but I really I think David Johnson is going to have a fantastic year. I think he might be a top 5 running back when it's all said and
I think
done.
if he's going to do it, it's going to be a good year for him to do it.
It's tough. It's just tough because it's just hard to put trust in that guy. He obviously was the number 1 running back, 3 years ago? He had
Might have been 4 at this point. I don't even know.
Right. Injuries have really just kind of derailed him, but if he stays healthy when they're kind of lacking that number 1, I mean, this guy is a receiving back out of the backfield. He has Deshaun Watson who could just dump that off to him everywhere he wants. Plus, he's going to be the featured guy, it seems like. I just – opportunity-wise, he's going to be really good. If anything, his floor is going to be really high this year.
Yeah. Pat, what was your thought process just drafting your team? Were you just going best available? Did you have a strategy coming into it?
Well, for Mahomes, I took him so you wouldn't. But for the rest of it,
All
yeah,
strategy.
it was a little bit best available, and I don't think I did that great running back wise. This is probably the worst running back draft I've had in a long time. I like my first 2, Kenyon Drake and David Johnson, and after that, it kind of is. I hope I get lucky.
That's really all you need, though, from right here.
And then I like my receivers. I think Cortland Sutton's a really strong one. You got Jerry Jeudy opposite of him now. I like Robert Woods. I like T.Y. Hilton in that new offense. I like Henry Ruggs a bit. With Williams out, I think he's gonna play a big part in that offense. So.
And I'll say on the running back, I think you'll have a deep flex guy who could probably start early and take advantage in Chris Thompson. I mean, Jay Gruden knows how to utilize him, if anything.
Put, what's his name on the COVID list? Armistead or whatever his name is, the other guy.
I think it's
So he'll be
Nyquil or
back.
something.
He'll be back, but he's on the COVID list for right now.
Pins, dude, what's your opinion on Jordan Howard in Miami? Oh, you're muted.
what's up?
What's your opinion on Jordan Howard in Miami?
I mean, Howard's good, man. Like, he's so underrated. It's ridiculous. I don't know if you heard me yell before, but since 2016 or whatever, he's been a top 3 rusher, in yards.
Yeah. I mean, I always like having him on my team. It's like that guy that just moves around on different teams. You're just so skeptical of why is he moving around? Why is he moving all the time?
So we have Chan Gailey. So think about when he had Fred Taylor and CJ Spiller. That's how him and Brady are going to be used. Both of them had like 900 yards. Both of them had like.
Fred Taylor's name has been a long time.
What, Fred Taylor or CJ Spiller?
Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor.
Fantasy draft.
Dude, Fred Taylor was incredible. He just like kept producing.
Hey, I mean, look, Pat's got some decent. Now I feel better about Pat's team after talking about it. Originally, I was questioning what have I ever taught this guy in life.
Now, or what is staff?
Raiders Pretzels, which I believe was also the title of his recent swimsuit calendar with the Washington football team cheerleaders.
And Timmy Whalen.
Great video.
How do you feel about your team, Dave? What do you think?
I feel good about the quarterbacks and receivers. Running backs, I went young, so I mean, it's kind of on potential at that point. But I think all around, I got the players I wanted. I'll probably have to make some moves.
Who's your big sleeper? Is there a guy on your team that like you really want in the later rounds?
Gibson.
I know on your draft last night, I watched it just to get some insight. I know you're a big Preston Williams fan.
I am. I really am a Preston Williams fan. I think he's gonna if he stays healthy. I think Sean would agree with me. That guy is a stud. Go ahead, Sean.
I was just saying he's a beast, dude. He's literally honestly, if you see Stephon Diggs, imagine him with a little more potential.
And that's exactly it, man, dude. I targeted him like late in every draft. I wanted him because honestly, let's be real for a second, Sean. Devontae Parker, he had a great year, but he's never healthy. I mean, that was the first year I ever saw him do it.
He's hurt right now.
Yeah, and so like I'm just like, you know what? If someone's gonna break out, I think it's Preston Williams this year. I love the size on that kid, and he's gonna have some maybe Tua thrown to him by mid-year. So I'd be really thrilled with that.
Yeah, that was so like that was also an issue with Devontae Parker with Tannehill. Tannehill doesn't throw people open or throw into coverage. He throws people that are open. So he was never going to throw Devontae when he was double covered like Fitz does. That's why Devontae led the league in contested catches.
Yeah, dude, I 100% agree. I think it's going to be a really interesting year for them. The other guy that I've been like kind of high on, I mean, obviously for me is Antonio Gibson, being a Washington fan.
Yep.
But I just like I've been following him since he got drafted, and I've seen every single clip, everything reported about him, and it was super obvious before all this crap that he had a role, and they want him to be that Christian McCaffrey of this team. Now, I don't know if he's going to be Christian McCaffrey. I'm not saying he's like going to put up those kind of numbers, but he's going to be lining up at running back. He's going to be lining up, and there's going to be two running backs on the field in the shotgun. There's going to be running backs lining up at slot receiver, making motions inside. It's going to be all over the place, and I guarantee it. And that's the main reason why AP's gone.
Did Rivera compare him to C-Man?
He did. I mean, he said he wanted a back like that, and then they went and drafted him in the third round. And yeah,
but you never know.
I mean, his career carries in college are like 77 career carries, so it's not a lot. But you could just tell every time a quote about him bursting through the hole, like just blasted past everyone for a touchdown. I know it's practice, but it's just like he was overwhelmingly getting first round reps or first team reps. And I think he's going to be in the PPR league. He's going to be like one of those guys this year. I'm really excited about him.
I think you got to take shots on guys, and his hype has been up recently. And if you can hit on someone like that, then your team is.
And to be quite frank,
yeah,
sorry if I don't. And quite frank with you, like before tonight or today, he was going in like the late rounds. So I'm sitting here like, dude, I have no idea who's gonna want him, when they're gonna take him. I'm obviously a Washington fan, but honestly, I've seen him go all over the place. So I'm just like, you know what, fourth, whatever it was,
there's no clue. There's no way to judge it.
Right, it's like a weird day to do it.
Not?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so like they were projecting ninth round when I did mocks, and I'm like, that's not going to happen here.
I feel like ever since AP was cut, he is skyrocketing.
Ever since this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like I've heard his name for weeks now, but once Adrian Peterson's cut, I'm like, this guy's not going to last past what round did you take him?
Maybe fifth, like yeah.
I think I took him fifth round, 5th to 6th on the turn.
I think that's very reasonable too.
What about Bryce Love, dude?
Bryce Love, I mean, it sounds like listen, I think AP gone is kind of telling that, hey, Bryce Love, we saw things we liked. Doesn't seem 100%. It was a bad injury he's coming back. He's coming back from like the Marshawn Lattimore style injury. And so I think like if they were comfortable enough to let AP go, that tells me Bryce Love is making the team, and I think they like him, but he might actually go to IR to start the season. If I had to guess, I don't think he'll be – I think it's going to be Peyton Barber, McKissick, and Gibson. I think McKissick's been weirdly really explosive and flashy in camp too. So
McKissick was good even when he was in Seattle. He just never really had the chance. So
I mean, he was good last year with the Lions, honestly. I mean, I rocked with him.
I forgot he was with the Lions last year, actually.
It just seemed like teams didn't – like he's a pure catcher. You know, that's what he's going to do. But in this offense, it could be interesting. I just don't think it's going to challenge what Gibson can do.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think you had to take him in that spot with the running backs dwindling. And it's kind of like for running back, I feel like you just don't know. It's the same thing with receiver. We have just so many spots in this league that there's going to be hits and there's going to be definitely misses. And you're going to have to pick up certain guys at certain times. And everyone just is taking who they believe in. There's the list of actual rankings differs on every website you go to, every analyst that you're listening to, where people like I wasn't even going by ESPN's list. I was going off my own personal thing. So it's just tough today. People are getting picked like way after their ADP, way before their ADP. There were guys sitting there for a while. It's just interesting to see when you're drafting with different teams in different leagues. In one league that me and Snacks McGuigan are in, every running back, it was a keepers league, so there's obviously later picks that were kept. You can keep in the round that you drafted, but they move up around every year.
Yeah, I had for example, I had Kittle for an 8th round pick.
Right. So you have quality players in later rounds, but by the 4th round in this league, every running back was gone. So you were basically done if you didn't get 2 or 3 quality running backs in the first 3 rounds if you had no protection picks.
Yeah.
This league, adding the quarterback element into it, I liked it a lot because it kind of threw that whole entire thing off. It opened stuff up for people, and you kind of like you drafted who you believed in because it didn't matter. You know, I mean, everyone has – it's tough to say because I look at all these teams and I like a lot of these rosters. It's tough to say who's really going to come out on top. It's interesting.
I got to say, I throw this out there. I'm a little drunk. I'm also going to go to the bathroom after this. I just got Dave's team name. Like, it just hit me. And in fairness, that's because I absolutely hate pretzels. It just clicked in my head that that's a brand of pretzels. Like, it just happened.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of his the listeners know that Matt hates pretzels.
Hates pretzels.
Like someone would hate escargot. You know, they would look at snails oh my God. Matt does that for pretzels.
So gross. All dry, scratchy.
Dude, just for that, I'm going to start eating pretzels.
Is it just hard pretzels or is it like soft pretzels as well? Any pretzels?
It's more hard pretzels than soft pretzels, but it's soft pretzels too. Soft pretzels, I've been convinced to eat before. Hard pretzels, I will not touch. I will not, 0% chance, just not happening.
He won't. He literally is grossed out by them.
Yeah. And I eat everything. I eat absolutely everything. I've eaten everything in Cameron's house. I've eaten everything in Sean's house. Dave and I used to live together. I've eaten everything in the house. If there were pretzels there and I had eaten for 4 days, I would just starve and die.
You ate chicken feet.
I did chicken feet.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. I have a question about the league real fast before you guys continue. Is there something
We already
wrong?
had questions. What?
No, is there something wrong with the scoring?
What do you mean?
Because I have if you look at the Daniel
quarterbacks
Jones,
are pretty high.
I think we have to adjust to a half point first down.
Yeah, that you'll be able to do.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing that has to get added there, yeah.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
why is a quarterback projected 18,000 points and a running back only 500?
1,000?
Yeah, if you look at yours at Daniel Jones, he's projected 18,700 points, and if you look
Yeah,
at
that's
gonna dominate.
and then if you look at your running back, he's projected 460.
Playing in the thousands this year, boys.
Well, Dan Dimes is
Right the fuck put.
4 figures.
Daniel Jones getting 18,000 points. I'm not changing it.
Wait, is that like a glitch in it, or is that really how it is?
I don't know. Hang on. Let me
we're gonna sort out. We'll sort out all scoring things.
Because I know I'm playing Matt the first week, and I need to make sure.
It's rivalry week.
That's why. Sorry, I see what I did wrong.
All right. Hey, to finish this up, anyone that's not here, we'll just give a draft grade based on what we're looking at. Anyone that is here, we can dive into their roster a little more. So let's go to Dimes and Thighs, the female sole member of the league, Ashley. Matt, you want to give a shout out to her?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to at Sports is Sold by a Girl on both Instagram and Twitter. Check her out. Great information, all told from a lady's perspective, which is all too ignored when it comes to the sports world. So definitely deserving of a shout out here. Go out and check them out.
I actually like her team. I mean, I'm on the verge. I mean, I think she had one of the best drafts. But Will Fuller, AJ Green don't pan out, it's going to be tough. If they do hit,
Those guys are so injury prone. That's the worst part about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd give her a B plus. Honestly, I actually do like her roster.
And Bridgewater
has one backup running back though.
Bridgewater could put up numbers. You never know.
That's true. I
didn't realize she got Bridgewater. That's actually, that is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Finn's dude's right. I mean, she does have one backup running back. If something happens to Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, or they don't even just hit their potential, that definitely is an issue. But I mean, you're gonna make moves during the season. I do like Paris Campbell. I mean, I do like Will Fuller. I'm a Notre Dame guy, but he's the number one option right now in Houston. She's got that Watson-Fuller combo. DJ Moore, I think.
What's wrong with Watson?
Green, Evan Ingram, if he pans out, if AJ Green pans out, those are two iffy picks right there. But if they work out, then she's
kind of heavy on the tight ends, though. She got Cook and Fant on her.
Hey, I mean, she's got multiple.
That's a trade beat. Yeah,
I really like
on the wide receiver tight end front as far as running backs. Finn's dude's right, little shallow, but
I mean, they do have Rivers now. Rivers does check down. All the time.
Team Whalen, we need to really analyze this. I don't know this guy's talking a lot.
Bro, he's blowing me up right now.
What's he saying?
We created our own group text between just me and him.
So it's a pair text, not a group.
Well, yeah, I guess.
His team's okay.
Is he hitting on you? Like, what's going on?
We're talking about Cobra Kai.
I think. His team's all right. There's obviously his quarterbacks are. They're okay compared to everyone else's.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers could be good. He could be terrible. I mean, the guys.
He's one of those where I feel like we just don't know what we're going to see this year from him.
And I do think Kirk will get some good weeks. I mean, I hate Kirk, but he does have his weeks where he puts up some points. And he has that and the Adam Thielen connection, which I really like too.
Yeah, I do like Deontay Johnson. He was a guy I wanted to take.
You got your boy Saquon.
You got Saquon. I mean, Saquon's going to rebound, I think, from last year compared to what he did.
And he did get one of the better tight ends. He got Kittle.
Yeah, I mean, that does help. I mean, that does help you. I mean, he does have good options at receiver. He has, multiple backups at running back. If anyone doesn't,
if you look at his running backs, though, I feel like a lot of them are second on depth charts right now.
I have a feeling though that you're going to see a lot of these guys either rise up. We're not getting that preseason tape. We're not getting analysts talk about what they're seeing on tape from these teams, who's getting all these touches in practice. You have beat writers in the camps that are just saying one thing, and if you're a beat writer in camp right now, you're going to say positive stuff about whoever you can because you want people to read your shit. So I honestly think there's going to be so many surprises this year, and there's a lot of information we usually get that we're not getting. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these guys end up on his roster due to injury that end up rising to the top. So
we're talking about Tim Whelan's roster still.
I think Zach Moss is the perfect example of what you're talking about because I think
Madison actually.
Yeah.
I mean, they straight up talked about hey, listen, Devin Singletary is fumbling all over the place. Devin Dumbledore is fumbling all over the place, right? and they said it that he fumbles, it could be Zach Moss's job, and he's had a history already of doing it. So I think Zach Moss is one of those guys who would have a little more stock up if they had the preseason and what
I like
we
Zach
saw
Moss.
what they saw.
I was a fan. I wanted him on my team as well. I like
I've been
DeAndre.
reading good things about him.
He might have been the best value in a lot of drafts right now is Zach Moss.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just putting their money on.
And I mean, Williams for Kansas City could be a good pickup too. You don't know how Edwards-Helaire is going to do.
They say he's the number 2. Everyone's talking about DeAndre Washington. They say he's the number 2, or he could be the main guy. I mean, everyone's thinking that Clyde is going to take the snaps, but we really don't know.
And when he's been in, man, I mean, he's performed also. It's just they had so many of them that just did the same thing.
Like any running back in Andy Reid's offense does it.
I think there is one thing I think we do need to note here. Of the 4 Giants fans we have in this this league, only one didn't select a Giants player.
Who's that?
You wanna take the lead there, French Show's dad?
That would be me, and
My esteemed co-host.
I was going to take Darius Slayton, but you know what? I don't like to mix business with pleasure. And Giants for me are pleasure, and I have a tough time separating them sometimes. And I have to do it for fantasy. I have to separate my team from.
Is that a segue to view Sean's team now? Are we about to do this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm more than welcome to get ripped apart for my team, but let's see who else we got here. Let's
the Giant Killer and Valenti.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Giant Killer. Like, I don't want to give credit where credit is not due. So maybe we just skip his team. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure.
I think, his team, I think he went by whoever was next on the list, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, he got Brady and Breeze, and that's not a bad combo.
Yeah, but that's if they're both – we're talking about guys in their 40s at this point.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, Breeze didn't play a full season last year. Either one of them is a hit away from not playing because they're –
We'll see. Both interesting enough, they're both in the same division, which I hadn't considered until just now. We'll see what happens here.
Is that rushing potential with them at all?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, they better save some of that budget for a running back because I don't even know if DeAndre Swift's gonna be playing for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
wow. I didn't even say that.
Honestly, I wouldn't have even taken. Honestly, he's hurt, coming off a major injury. I probably wouldn't have touched him. He has some room to work with his bench. His bench is rough. A lot of guys that are injury ridden. Sammy Watkins injured every year. Mike Williams injured every year. Deebo Samuel injured this year. LaShawn McCoy with Leonard Fournette taking a lot of snaps there with Ronald Jones there. I mean, that's a crowded backfield to have a backup running back on that.
And Amari is already kind of banged up, right? I mean, there's been some kind of strange crap coming out about him in camp right now.
I do like DJ Chark. I was going to take DJ Chark if he made it to me in that round. But that's because he's the only option in Jacksonville to throw to, really.
I think Mike Williams and Sammy Watkins were both, good picks, obviously. But Mike Williams just got that shoulder injury, so hopefully he's back.
Yeah.
Clemson obviously did not do a good job rehabilitating these guys while they were in college, so shame on them.
Yeah, it's a shame we won.
The best pick on his team honestly, is probably Austin Hooper in that second to last round. He could end up being maybe one of his best players. His team's okay. But if I play his team, I don't think I'm not afraid of him.
I'll tell you what I'm afraid of, having Drew Brees and Tom Brady, very old quarterbacks. I'm not saying they're not going to perform, but Brees got banged up last year, and I dealt with that last year. I had to go with Carson Wentz half the year because he got hurt, and somehow I still won that league. So, shame on that league.
And if you pull up available quarterbacks, there's not much.
No, I think a lot of people with the extra bench spot soaked in a lot of quarterbacks. That's what I tried to do.
Personally. Yeah, I got 3.
Damn.
I think you had to get 3 if you wanted to get somebody who was established.
I think you have to take the kind of the minimum on these quarterbacks that you're going to get as your OP guy. It's going to be the most value. So having 3 just in case someone gets hurt. I think a lot of us did that, right?
Matt, we're going to get to this guy soon. He's in the next bit, but I haven't heard you say anything about any backgrounds recently. Matthew?
Sorry.
I'm just making sure you're looking at everyone's screen here.
I'm trying to figure out the budget situation for the free agent budget.
Okay.
Oh, my apologies. But here, I'm back.
When you get to everyone's backgrounds, I need some opinions. All right.
Cameron, what the actual fuck is that?
You just had it up there. For
Take
like
that
5
down.
minutes.
Take that right the fuck down. I'm scoring your team out of this league. You're going to score 1 point every game.
Brett Kopp is getting 2 teams.
Oh.
All right. Well, that brings us to Tua legit.
Honestly, what the fuck kind of mascot is a nut? Like, who just sits there and they're like, oh, we've got a nut. Like, oh yeah, that's what people want. Nobody wants a fucking nut. You pick a badass animal like a goddamn Wolverine, the greatest X-Men. How the fuck
most
do
women
you
want
sit
to
there?
Doing?
Fuck out. You might as well pick a dog turd off the street.
He was in Brutus's arm for a second. That's a hairy arm.
Brutus. Bro, what Brutus's ass? Brutus can be the tag team teammate for fucking Dwayne Haskins.
What is that?
I want both. What is that? It's not even a real face.
Is that a mannequin?
It's an S&M mask.
Well, if you were here earlier, you would have heard him and his girlfriend going over some stuff, which we will leave for some overtime segments. That I don't think we recorded it, so it doesn't even matter. But Tua legit to quit. How do you feel about your squad?
I mean, I feel pretty strong about my starting lineup.
I mean, you got 3 solid running backs. I think if you had 3 solid running backs in any draft, you have to feel pretty good because I think receivers pretty deep. You secured 3 quarterbacks, plus you got some, potential on the bench with Joe Burrow. Yeah, and you got 2.
Yeah, 4 quarterbacks.
You got 4 quarterbacks. My apologies.
Yeah.
I had to get to it.
Everyone doubted you.
But I like that because you got the 2 rookies. Obviously Burrow will start right away. Tua won't. But in my opinion, I think you're going to end up having Matt Ryan and Joe Burrow as your quarterbacks.
Yeah, I can see that too.
You know what I mean?
Carson Wentz, when healthy, is
Absolutely. But the surrounding cast is what worries me about Philly.
I took 2 guys that should take the number 1 role over in Jacksonville. Armstead's now back on IR for COVID, so Zigbo is actually penciled in as number 1. And then Sonny Michel is actually the starter again because Damian Harris got hurt again.
And everyone says, hey, Jerry Judy. But my favorite receiver you got, dude, Brian Edwards.
Brian Edwards.
Love Brian Edwards right now.
Once Ruggs was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Edwards is going to be a sneaky motherfucker.
I think the Raiders receiving core is going to have some good young players on it for sure this year.
I think Zigbo is going to be the dude in Jacksonville. And that's not saying much. It's Jacksonville, but look what Leonard Fournette did there last year. They got rid of him. They didn't really need him, obviously. You have Armstead as well. I think he's under COVID right now.
Yeah, he just got put on COVID list.
And Chris Thompson's a different back too. He's going to be a receiving kind of guy, like strictly third down. So
yeah,
Zigbo has the potential, and he's been the guy hyped up. Even from what I heard, he was actually a little hyped up, even with Reichwell in the building. So I don't know, man. I like the pick. I think it's a great sneaky play. He could be. Wouldn't surprise me to be like a top 25.
I like the Judy pick too. I think opposite of Cortland Sutton, he's going to have a pretty decent rookie year.
I think a lot of leagues are going to come down to who's going to pan out in this potential from the rookies. There's a lot.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that. I'm very much inclined to agree with that.
And I feel like there's not been a year though. Sorry, just real quick, like that we've seen them in such a prominent role in a lot of teams too. Like strictly like right away, ready to go, ready to start kind of thing. So
no, this is a very weird year for sports in general. So it's going to come down to a lot of that. Who you think is going to break out? Who is the most likely chance to do so? What the actual fuck is happening in your goddamn background? I swear to God. I swear to God.
How close do you live to him, Matt? Is this running over to his house distance? Or
If I wasn't drunk, I'd be on my way there right now.
After we heard from his girlfriend, I don't know if he wants to go over there after this because shit's about to go down.
Oh, shit's going down. Shit is going down.
I think Tua legit to quit has a lot of guys that are going to go above and beyond where they were drafted.
We talk real quick about Keenan Allen's potential with what's his name as quarterback, Tyrod, right? Tyrod Taylor. I don't
You're
know.
just talking about this because you saw him on Hard Knocks.
Well, what round? Do you know what round you got Keenan Allen in?
I feel like he got him in 6th or 7th round or something.
At least 7th. Judging by the way this pans out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I got him in 6.
6th round, yeah.
In the 6th.
And that's been where I've seen him kind of mocked too. I'm just like, I have to think that's Tyrod's effect on him, right? Like if Phillip Rivers was still there, you'd think he'd be a top 10 receiver.
Who from the Colts is going top 7 rounds right now? Like who's the top Colts receiver you really want? You really want Ty?
I think Ty, a healthy Ty, absolutely. Hurt Ty, no.
What are you at? All right, give me what was the last time Ty was healthy for a full season?
Right, that's where you lose it. I mean, although Michael Pittman and Paris Campbell both listen, the two young guys, Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman, those are two guys that are really starting to come on the rise for them. Apparently, Campbell, if healthy too. I mean, we saw what Terry could do, but we saw what Terry could do, and Paris Campbell was the better receiver in college.
I think with that offensive line, and that kind of will tie into one of my running backs. The Colts are going to be pretty tough to stop on offense.
And they just re-signed Ryan Kelly, right, to a 5-year, $40 million deal or something like that.
You can stay healthy; they're going to be solid. No, I do like
Phillip Rivers going to play.
I do like the Fins dude team.
I think Phillip Rivers. This could be. I mean, we've seen Phillip Rivers play well. I mean, I just think that they first of all, if you actually watch the team or follow them, their injuries the last couple of years are like Washington has bad injuries, but the Chargers. They're cursed.
Derwin James again is out for
exactly. And that defense always gets hit. And I think here you have a lot of pieces. You got like you say, you have Quentin Nelson and Ryan Kelly. I love this team this year.
Nelson, New Jersey native.
Friend of the sponsor, Me Moms.
Yeah.
So he's shown up there a couple pancakes and whatnot. But
best French toast in the world, guys. In the world.
You guys are allowed to have inside seating now, right? From what I saw.
Kicked off today.
All right.
Yeah.
Business picks up, but
they don't care down here. We've been doing indoor seating since May.
Dave, remember when we worked around the corner from Me Moms?
Oh my God, the Buffalo Mac! Like the food. I dream sometimes about not just the breakfast, but the lunches that we got from there. We got it when it was like the chicken, right?
I love buffalo mac and cheese as well, but. Let me have it. Give me my team analysis. I want to know, and then I'll defend myself.
All right, let's see.
Okay. Dimes a dozen. Is that what we're looking at?
Taylor.
Lead it off, Dave.
It's not bad. I'm a little questionable on Hunting White. I'm not in love with because I don't trust New England in anything. But I don't hate your team. I don't like this rat fuck piece of shit.
I know. I mean, look, you got to look past allegiance. Okay, I'm sorry.
I agree. I like Deshaun. You're gonna get a couple of weeks out of him. You just got to make sure you play him in the weeks that he's available.
Yeah. I mean, my opinion.
If Deshaun Jackson went to Ohio State, he would be the number one person I hated most on the planet throughout history.
True. That's very true.
It's very true. It's the only thing that could make him worse.
I'm not a Deshaun Jackson fan. I took him because he's the number one there, and if he stays healthy,
he won't.
What I will say,
but you got to. I'm add and drop guy. I'm an add and drop guy too.
But you have depth. Like you have Marvin Jones, who will be a player. You got Tevin Coleman, who's gotten good reviews from camp and stuff like that. I think James White's the more consistent.
I've had James White on my one team for 3 years. This will be the first time I don't have him, and he's consistent in a PPR type league where he's catching passes. I mean, he's nothing great, but he can fill in that one flex spot you need and get you 12 to 15 a week.
But do you think that makes a difference this year with Cam Newton in the fold?
I picked James White with his offense in mind that he ran in Carolina, and how I don't really trust in a lot of the New England receivers, and he's going to dump the ball off a lot. James
I also
catch it, and that's it. Go ahead.
And I also think that you could see New England, Bill. I mean, let's see if he's a real coach now and see if he actually kind of changes his scheme up a little bit for Cam and kind of makes it sort of some of those plays from Carolina, which would get James White involved. So I think that could be a very big possibility with how Bill kind of runs the team.
I'm definitely banking on James White having a decent year to always stay in one of those flex spots. But Jonathan Taylor, I picked. I think that we talked about that offensive line. I think it's going to be solid.
He's one I wanted in every league, and I never got a chance to draft him.
I think he's going to steal the spot from Marlon Mack. I don't even know if Marlon Mack has that spot to take because of his injuries, but
no, he'll take it.
Yeah.
The best way to describe Jonathan Taylor is like they're going to have a hard time keeping him off the field. Yeah. You know, and then that's going to, like, even with Marlon in the fold, they're going to just have to get him in there. And I think that's a great pick. Jones, I have my other league. I think from everything I hear, I'm not a huge AJ Dillon fan at all. I think only way he doesn't see the field is if he gets hurt.
I like AJ Dillon, but he got a lot of wear and tear on him at Boston College.
Like, I mean, let's the reason he gained a lot of publicity is because of that picture of his thighs. You know, Matt LaFleur said that he's the biggest running back he's ever
seen. More of a Cavs guy with Saquon over there.
He's never seen Saquon Barkley.
Matt LaFleur also coached Derrick Henry, who's legitimately bigger than AJ Dillon. I mean, it's all coach speak where they're going to talk their guys up, and I think people are biting on that. And I wasn't going to take AJ Dillon no matter what.
I took him in one league with the last pick of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's warranted. He was a second round pick. They're probably not going to waste it and not let him, not give him carries. But I also took Aaron Jones, so I'm banking on that they're not going to give him the bulk of.
I had Aaron Jones last year, and you kept feeling like they kept saying that other running back was going to keep coming and doing more, but Aaron just kept killing it almost every week. Like,
and not just last year, that's every year. Jamal Williams every year was like, "Oh, he's going to take," and Aaron Jones just keeps delivering. They give him the contract. There's no way you're not going to feature him where you're going to feature him. Your plan is to do that. I think AJ will be a goal line guy. He'll pound a couple yards. If they need the tough yards, they might bring him in instead. But I think really, if you say like second, third down, it's going to be Aaron Jones territory. And those are the yards, man. That's where you want to be to a degree. Obviously, you want first down too. But I think in certain situations, you'll see him, but it's not going to be like a timeshare.
Yeah, Dylan's going to take the Williams role. That's what's going to
happen. Right. Yeah,
I think that's the battle that's more in their camp right now.
Running backs in this type of league.
Another thing, Sean, you got Baker and Dak there. So those are both two guys who they really got to prove themselves this year. They got all kinds of weapons around them. What do you think?
As much as I hate Dallas, I mean, their offense is just ridiculous. I just don't see division-wise looking at the defense in the division overall and just in the league, anyone really stopping them. I mean, it's on Dak I like the run combo too. It's tough. I don't know. I didn't want to take him, but he's sitting there at that spot.
Well,
you have the strongest combo, in my opinion.
Those are both two guys. I mean, they're going to put up numbers.
Yeah, Dak's going to, like, if anything, listen, he might lose some games, but fantasy-wise, he's going to put up points. And, now you add CD Lamb to the mix. I mean, dude, they're going to be so explosive this year. I was trying to go after him, too. He's going to be my second quarterback. So I think you got him in a really good spot because I was about to take him,
Yeah.
Let's talk about the sleeper of the draft. I don't want to say this name out loud, but the Ohio State Buckeyes team, run by Miami Cam, with 2 free agents on the squad. If he cleans up his bench, in my opinion, he has a pretty good squad here.
He really does.
Forward.
I mean, he didn't know the Allen Robinson pick, but I loved the pick. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said it.
Solid pick. No, it was a solid pick. I got to credit where credit's due. That was a very solid.
I mean, Gallup's the number 1 in Dallas, right?
Yep. Gallup's number 1. Singletary he's a starter. For right now, he got the starter there, and if he doesn't fumble.
I will say, I think Cam had a really good running back draft, it looks like.
Yeah. This running back draft it could be, you could say it's probably the best one if Leonard Fournette pans out.
Yeah. But even if he is just a role player, I mean, he's still got Carson and Zeke who are going to have good years.
And you only need the 2 because he also, listen, I think Emmanuel Sanders, it's an interesting year. I don't think he's going to go off, but I think he'll have a good year in New Orleans. He's going to be their number 2, essentially. Yeah. And I feel like everyone kind of forgot about him. And Renfro's been getting a lot of hype, in the slot there. And I think he won't have like a Brian Edwards year, but I think Hunter Renfro could be like a filler if he needed to one week.
He's a go-to for sure.
if you're looking at Cam's roster right now, he only has one quarterback. This
Yeah,
guy,
I didn't get the memo.
this guy says he doesn't know what's going on. He's also placed second place in our Mom's league multiple years. So he plays this, I don't know what's going on, and then he sneaks up on you. If there was one guy you would drop off his roster for a quarterback, who would it be to give this guy some advice?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Even if they both Peterson and Brown get signed, Brown still has an 8-game suspension.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So drop Antonio Brown, pick up a quarterback, fill that OP spot, man. You need
Let's
that.
see who we got quarterbacks out there for you.
I mean, he could
Why don't
probably
I
pick up.
just draft the last guy I picked? I don't know who the fuck he is.
I mean, look, there's going to be quarterbacks out there. I think, but people.
But now I gotta spend money.
Nah, you can get him on
Maybe.
free.
Maybe. I haven't found that option yet, so you might be okay.
You want to stick with the free agent route? Kaepernick's available still.
Wait, can I drop a player before the league starts and not spend money? And not spend money?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think you're going to have to spend money at all, to be honest, because I can't even find that option.
Probably drop Antonio Brown and put a dollar bid on
Tyrod Taylor.
anybody and pick up another quarterback. But
Who's Pluto
hey, you
Blitz?
heard it here first. We're giving advice to other league
No,
mates.
wait, hold on. I cannot find where to do the free agent auction budget. So it might just be first come, first served. Like, he might just take that guy.
Hey,
I mean, Eli Manning's
it
there.
is what it is. If we can't figure it out, league.
Time Super Bowl MVP.
This is year one. We can't. We got some high competitors in here, but we can't have all the rules we want. No big.
Hey, don't call Dave out like that. High competitors.
I looked at Dave and the Finns dude score on Yahoo, and they're both platinum players, so I know what I'm up against here.
Yeah. I will say I'm only a bronze player, but I have beaten them both.
Are we gonna? Look
Yeah, okay, but that was bullshit. Okay, all right.
Listen, I'd like to give a shout out to former Lions tight end Brandon Pettigrew.
Stop. Just stop, man. Oh my god.
Full disclosure, I'm terrible at Madden. Dave and I played Madden once, and Calvin Johnson was on the team, and Brandon Pettigrew, when I played as the Lions, had like 400 yards and like 3 touchdowns. It made 0 sense.
Oh, can we talk about though?
If you want to hear the full story, you can go to the Dave interview where I believe we talked about that.
I think we did.
Yeah,
But dude,
yeah.
real quick though, in that fantasy league that Matt beat me in though, we never it was me and him
We
in the
never got
finals.
paid.
We never got paid.
We
Neither
never
of us.
got paid. Yeah, it was the two of us should have. That money would have gone to something sweet for our backyard.
Hell
like
yeah,
a hot tub or something.
Dude, I was so and it was like our manager at work too. Like, bro, you're
That's fucked up.
I
Yeah.
don't want to say
And
something.
I will say it was because it was a work league, and I think everyone got fired the day after we were supposed to get paid out.
What?
Yeah, but
Bullshit.
take my money, bitch. Thanks to
No
your asses in the
bullshit, but
season.
yeah.
You know?
Are we calling companies out right now? Where was this that you were?
No, we ain't gonna do that on this.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We'll do
Listeners to the show, we cannot do that.
Out of the bottom 3 teams that are not here,
All right, so Pluto Glitz.
whose roster would you rather have?
Pluto Blitz.
Who's Pluto Glitz? All right, so I would probably go if I'm just going first look. I really like Hey Darnold's team
What the hell is that shirt?
outside of quarterback. What?
What shirt are you wearing?
Who, me?
No, Cameron.
Oh.
What kind of shirt? What does it say?
Is that Frostburg State?
All right. I was like, he's wearing a gray and red shirt. If we had to fight, I was going to call an Uber and fight him.
Pluto Gliz or whatever doesn't have a bad team.
I love Carry On. Carry On's a good pick. I mean, I think, we talked about DeAndre Swift, but Carry On Johnson could be.
I like Hey Darnold's team too.
Yeah.
I'm not a. I mean, all the teams are. I mean, I don't know. It's tough to. It's really
J.K. Dobbins for Hey Darnold could end up being
Did you look
like,
at?
a great
Did you
flex.
look at
I
discount?
actually really like Pluto Glitz's team. Pluto Glitz is looking kind
double, they both have pretty
I'm a
decent.
Le'Veon Bell fan, I guess.
Before we get so Tyler Boyd. What do you guys think about Tyler Boyd with
I
Joe
like
Burrow?
I like Tyler Boyd.
I think he's going to be like they say targets will be down, but I think he's going to have.
Yeah, I think we even seen AJ Green come back with Burrow. Oh God, excuse me.
Yeah, Darnold obviously is a Jets fan. He pulled in that Jamison Crowder pick. Jamison Crowder's going to get a lot of targets this year for the
I think
Jets.
you guys are forgetting about T. Higgins. Just saying.
Hey, easy there. I mean, you're a Clemson guy. Tyler Boyd, though, is not giving up votes for T. Higgins.
We'll see.
I'd probably take Hey Darnold's team, but I mean it's very, very close. All these teams they're super even in my opinion.
It's gonna be a fun one, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how these quarterbacks impact the league.
Did y'all look at Discount Double Chug, the last team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough call between these three teams. I don't see too much.
I like Discount Double Chug. He's got some decent
I
players.
kill a spider for my wife.
I mean, DK, Hopkins, Marquise, very, very solid. He's thin at wide receiver after, but you don't really need. You have 4 that you like, you know.
Count Double Chubb, I believe, is Cameron's neighbor. So shout out to him for joining the league with 30 minutes to spare.
Yeah.
I will say running back could be a problem for them at one point.
Yeah, I'd say he had a pretty decent draft for just hopping in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Justin Jackson, Josh Kelly combo.
Loaded up on the Chargers though there at the end.
Oh yeah, hey, you know what? One of those two could emerge, and then you have the Melvin Gordon.
Hard Knocks there, right?
Like I said in a video that will be on, that's either on our Instagram or will be coming out. We have some of the finest and not so finest fantasy players in all the land. So this has been the post-draft recap from 4th and 1 podcast. As always, I'm Sean.
I'm Matt.
Thanks to all our friends for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
And find us online, please. Subscribe, like, everything.
New York football
See you guys later.
Giants. Love